Greetings, folks, and welcome to the channel. I am your host, Coco Smooth, the casual collector. And today, in this segment of 112 scale military action figure takes, I am showcasing Valaverse Action Force Condor SDS-07. I imagine that SDS-7 stands for Special Deployment Series 7. I already took them out of the box before, but yeah. So I'm going to show you what the box looks like. Condor on the bottom, made in China. I'm sure the original one came in a blue box, but I ended up with this version because I was late to the game. I'm very happy that I'm finally caught up as far as toys go. Box art right here. I like the art here. It looks pretty good. Reminds me a little bit of Joe Madureira. A little bit. Um, this is his command file. File name, Laird Barnes. Primary specialty infantry, intelligence, birthplace, Dorset, England, rank affiliation, captain of the action force. Laird Barnes was born in Dorset, England, the hometown of his parents. At the age of 2 years old, Laird had his first encounters with the realities of terrorism as his parents' lives were taken from them in a local bombing. Laird was discovered by a lieutenant in the Padas, who rescued the child from the devastation left behind. The lieutenant and his wife adopted the child and raised him as their own. Laird grew up in the shadow of his adoptive father and learned to soldier from a young age. When he was old enough, he was told what had happened to his biological parents, bringing childhood memories to the surface. For Laird, serving the crown was not an option. It was his only choice. He committed himself to serving Great Britain, and after completing the combat training course at Catterick, Laird volunteered for the Paris, where he was assigned to the 1st Battalion after deploying on rotation. Laird was sent to officer training, and while there, he volunteered for selection. Within a year, he found himself at Bradbury Lines. Bradbury Lines as a troop leader in the 22 SAS. Let's see. Laird would spend the next 10 years of his career as a leader in the 22nd SAS before being sent to the U.S. as a liaison officer. During a 6-month stateside, Laird witnessed the dissolution of the Union and found himself torn between following orders or doing what he felt was right. And he's worth 2 action points. But yeah. He comes with the traditional Action Force stand in gray. Another head with a baklava on, and another 3 pairs of hands, And he's rocking a helmet. He has a helmet with nods and a scar with a flash suppressor. This pistol here. Yeah. His vest, and of course his tracker knife, using very much like a modern day version of Tom Brown. So this is what he looks like. He's got the Union Jack on his vest with also that symbol, and the SAS on his shoulder. So everybody knows that he really mean business. So yeah, his helmet fits pretty snug and good. He's basically the main, I believe, one of the main characters, if not the main character in the series, which makes sense because he is from the UK, and Action Force was a UK thing, And yeah, I like him. He has all the articulation of all the other figures, the a little bit on the stiff side since I haven't really been trying to do too much with him yet, other than, these. But it's a nice level of stiff, right? Be a good idea though, to warm it up first though by, warm water, just to play it safe, because you never know, with plastic, just to be safe. But yeah, I love this. I have his, you'll notice that his joint is down there, so I can give him a more realistic, rifle pose down, yeah, he also comes with a molly pack somewhere on his thigh. Yeah, all kinds of ammo, magazines on his vest. So yeah, it's pretty cool. He's not much different from Steel Brigade. It's kind of cool to have him. Imagine him in the Steel Brigade, kind of all chilling and looking very army-like all of a sudden with him in the lead. He is a captain, so I can imagine that these guys will follow him, right? Looking real sharp. Yeah, army build. The Steel Brigade army builders look really good. So that, I think that looks real good as them, rolling out together, just doing damage as a squad. I also have other characters. I'm going to do videos of them, and then of course have them all kind of put together so you can see what it looks like as a set. What they look like together. Um, let's say that we didn't have Steel Brigade and you wanted something a little bit more on the realistic side of things, right? Well, Palatoy SAS guys, the SA, so he he's these guys look more like the way the SAS would be, I think, at least from the 80s. And he's SAS, so the colors here are a little on the the dark side, but yeah, he don't look like he'd be matching with them very well. So congruency test, I don't know. Yeah, he looks like he sticks out, with stealth mode people, right? But he would look like he does make sense hanging around, the infantry, trooper, kind of, and or the desert trooper. Yeah, I'd say that he looks like he belongs. Yeah, his dome is huge. At least it looks huge. Yeah. So I think it looks they look good, congruent together. You know. Um, but I think my favorite setup would still be, this, him kicking it with the Steel Brigade. Because, you know, the color pattern just seems like it makes sense, you know, like they're the squad. Really cool. Yeah, to me, yeah, they look like they're a real party together. They're ready to do some stuff. Like they're ready to pew pew all day. One character that I had him hang out with because their fellow SAS guys is Big Ben from G.I. Joe Classified, since they're both of the British persuasion. So yeah, sometimes I have the two SAS guys, chilling, sending out an SAS, sending out an SAS. So yeah, I just think that these guys hang out because of Brits. Makes sense. They're both in the SAS. Um, yeah, of course, Big Ben looks like he's kind of in and out of uniform. Not the correct jacket, but the boots don't look like they would be the type that they would wear in an actual situation, but still, they're the squad. Yeah. um, See if, does he look leadership like with, main characters like Duke? I'd say so. The only problem with the one main issue I have with Classified and Valaverse is that the Valaverse stuff is slightly taller than the Joes, at least the earlier Joes, right? So, in some ways, it almost seems like they don't really hang out, or they just, these guys just kind of dwarf the the classified guys by enough that it's super noticeable. Look at the shoulder height difference. You know, look at where the legs. I think the legs are just long enough to, you know, to 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 show problems as far as height. I don't know. Yeah, it's supposed to be 112 scale, and I think they're supposed to supplement each other, but yeah, the Joes will always be a little bit shorter than the Valaverse stuff because Valaverse guys are just slightly on the taller side of things. Um, yeah. Um, yeah, look at that. Yeah. Go time to go back in the background there, Duke. Um, yeah, no, I like this. I like this character. He looks good. Um, I can't. I'm showcasing this in preparation of when the desert one comes, which I pre-ordered. I pre-ordered that. Um, the new blowback in the ghillie suit, and a couple of others. And so I figured I'd get these out of the way, these videos out of the way before the others come. So I got to get cracking on the blowback video too soon. So yeah, you guys will be seeing that shortly after this one. Final thoughts again. I don't know if I already said him. Good figure. I'm glad that I have him. He's the one character that I got so far that is not an army builder. He looks like he's a main character in the sea of army builders that I got. The different you know, but still he looks like he could be a background character in a classified situation, which is kind of cool. Rando that people are wondering, hey, he's got guns. What Joe is he? You know. Uh, but yeah, he looked like he would belong in the background and stuff too. All right, folks, that's all I got for this segment of 112 scale military action figures. Um, the Action Force Valaverse Condor SDS-07 edition. I am your host, Coco Smooth, the Casual Collector. And until the next video, folks, ciao.